guys, it's Lynn here. Hope everyone's having an incredible day. Now this is just a quick update on my string of pearls plant, Senecio rowleyanus. And the reason why I'm doing an update on this plant is because I'm getting asked quite a number of times from subscribers on my how to propagate the string of pearls plant video. They're asking, how is this plant doing now? Now, about 3, possibly even 4 years ago, I made a video on how to propagate the string of pearls, which is this wonderful succulent plant here. It's a very common succulent plant and very much a novelty plant because it is so beautiful. The lovely little modified leaves, if you can call them, actually resemble peas or beads or more commonly known pearls. And this particular plant was very, very overgrown, hanging down, and I had to prune it back. And with all the extra cuttings, I potted them all up, rooted them, and I then gifted them to friends and also to charity shops. They were absolutely thrilled with it. But I kept a big proportion of the plant myself, and what I did is I rolled it up into a little coil on the top and gently pinned it down. And I also did some where I just hung them directly down, a few different methods. And if you haven't seen that original video I made on how to propagate the string of pearls plant, please do check that out, because if you have one of these plants, I mean, I actually love them hanging all the way down, but there's going to come a point when you do have to prune it back. And then you think, what do you do with the cuttings? Because it's a beautiful plant. They're so easy to propagate and then give the extra plants away to friends. And I do, in that video, I actually show you how to do it. So do watch that video. Links up above. And this is the result of how this plant looks now. And quite amazing. And believe it or not, this particular plant is the one from the video. It's the same one. And I pruned it back, I possibly think about 20 times since that video. This hangs all the way down here. We keep it in our polytunnel, and the stems are actually hanging all the way down there, as you can see. There's my hand, and I pruned sheets of it many times over the past 3 years. Again, done the same method, coiled it round on the pot and gently pinned it in. Roots like lightning. But I recommend that you do take cuttings during the spring and summer. In fact, the spring is the best time because that's when it's more readily to root. So just bear that in mind. But I explain all that in the propagation video. By the way, if you want to wonder what that noise is, I'm not frying chips. It's actually raining. There's rain on the polytunnel, but it's a lovely warm temperature today. And that's what that noise is in the background, guys. So, but this is what this plant looks like today. So guys, those of you who've been asking, this is it. And bear in mind, this is the length of it, and it probably would have been about 5 times as long as this if I hadn't kept cutting it back. And I actually love it hanging all the way down, but I've had to prune it back because obviously for space I have this here on the plant stand with some of my other cacti and succulents in the polytunnel. So do check that video out, and I've also made a video on how to care for the string of pearls plant too. And I include lots of tips on how to care for this plant, so do check that out. I overwinter this in my polytunnel here, which is a 10 foot wide by 20 feet length long polytunnel. And we keep it heated in the winter. We keep it heated roughly, the average temperature is about 7 to 8 Celsius, which is about probably about 45 degrees Fahrenheit, but we keep it at an absolute minimum of 5 degrees Celsius, which is 41 degrees Fahrenheit. So on the very cold days, if the temperature drops below 5 in here, we have a heater that kicks on automatically on a thermostat that keeps all these plants protected so it never drops below 5. But usually even in the winter, even on a cold day when the sun's coming in, the polytunnel does heat up pretty much, and the heat stays there for the evening. So this is a plant that can take, if it's kept relatively dry, which should be dry over the winter months, if you're growing it in a cold climate like we are here, it's best to be kept dry and cool. But obviously it's more commonly grown as a house plant, so during the winter it would still need a bit more water than what I would be giving this one, obviously. But anyway, I don't want to go into the care again because I explained that in the care video. I have a habit of being sidetracked and then sharing a bit too much than I need to keep the video short. So that's it, guys. So do check out them 2 videos on how to care for it. And if you want to see what this plant looks like in flower, it was flower early on in the year, but I missed the flowers, unfortunately, because I wasn't here at the time. But I have got a few videos on my channel of this beautiful plant in flower. Do check that video out. I'll put links up above also to this plant when it's in flower. The flowers, they're quite cute, really, but they do have a lovely smell to them. They smell a little bit like cinnamon. They're really nice. So do check that video out as well, guys. So all of you asking, that's this beauty here. Gorgeous, gorgeous plant. The biggest problem I find with this plant is it's very, very prone to mealybug, and they tend to really hide in between the little pearls, and that's the biggest problem. So it's one thing you have to really watch out for. But I think this plant is pretty much mealybug free. I do treat it with combination of neem oil that water into the soil every few weeks, and also I do treat it with SB Invigorator as well, which seems to be working really well with a lot of the cacti succulents too, which is a natural way of natural insecticide, I should say. And there we go then, guys. So thank you so much for watching, and if you want to know a little bit more on how to grow cacti succulents if you're new to the hobby, please do check out my website, desertplantsofavalon.com. So I want to send you loads of love, heaps of happiness, and I just want to show these other 2 as well. These are they're not the string of pearls, but this is string of bananas here. This was a cutting we had a few months ago, and that is taken off really well. Again, I probably have to prune this again and take that as a cut-in. But that's string of bananas, which is similar, but has the banana shapes. And this is string of tears, again similar to the string of pearls, but it is more tear shaped as well. So 3 sort of different types of this type of plant. Very unusual, and very pretty plant indeed. Send you loads of love, heaps of happiness, and tons of plant power from across the Emerald Isle. And until the next video, bye.